Greetings, dear ones. We are very pleased to have this opportunity to speak with you today. We wish to speak to those whose countries are experiencing political unrest and division, for this is a time in which the energies of divisiveness and opposition are being magnified for the purposes of weakening humanity's collective sense of itself, its unity consciousness. Be aware that the divisiveness would not be so sharp and so obvious if it were not for certain groups realizing what time it is in the greater sense. The energies of divine justice are streaming onto the earth in increasing levels now, as humanity begins to experience an increased desire for sovereignty, clarity of vision, and independent thought. The veils that once hid the true status of Earth life from most people have dissolved, leaving them with two choices: cling desperately to the lies you are still being told by mainstream channels of information, or allow yourself to see what has been hiding behind a cloak of respectability for thousands of years, and claim your sovereignty. The idea that there is no master race such as you have been taught for millennia, is a frightening idea to those who have invested in their connection to a supposed master race, and to patriarchal rule in general. In addition to these pressures, we see your struggle with the idea that perhaps only half of your population seems to be awakening to truths so long hidden. Yet we assure you that recently it became more than half of Earth's people who have stepped into the light, to one degree or another. This has thrown the old powers that were into a bit of a tailspin. Fearing they will never recover from that loss of control, they have planned one interesting development or another, to maintain at least their control over human mental constructs, if nothing else. That comes in the form of baiting you into fear reactions, by creating situations that can feel frightening to anyone, increasing forms of imprisonment, putting uniformed personnel on the streets who ignore civil rights, drastically worsen social and economic conditions, the list goes on. And yet, we may say, we don't worry for you, as you are all coming into forms of consciousness that link you to the now fully activated crystalline energy grid, far more powerfully than you are linked to the remains of a crumbling matrix. And so, what does this mean? It means that your way of seeing the world and dealing with the stresses before you have drastically changed. They've been lifted to a higher perspective and more into vibrational alignment with your higher self, so that the old catastrophes and threatening scenarios no longer have the effects they once had. It means that you are beginning to remember your own co-creative powers, and to invest in that knowledge in both your waking and sleeping states, contacting members of your soul family to assist you in moving your Earth mission up to a whole new, higher, more potent level. It means that even when you feel there is no way out for the culture you live in, you know intuitively that a higher vibrational set of events awaits you and millions of others. And that the effects of that will flow outward to eventually lift the life conditions of everyone on the planet. And it means that even as you read this, a part of you has known this all along. And so we would encourage you to seek calm, to seek solace, to seek quiet within right now with this knowledge, embedded with frequencies to assist each of you on your individual paths. Use it when you feel intimidated or unsure of outer events, or angered at the beliefs and illusionary conclusions that others have come to. Use it when you feel shocked at the depth of lies coming from some news outlets, and the celebration of some supposed left-of-center groups and theories, which you know in your heart to be part of the old system, however it may masquerade as a new system. Use it when you see the word Nisara misused and misrepresented, in ways far from its original intention and heart-centered design. And be aware that there are no trapdoors to disappear through into an alternate universe where all of this will go away. You did not come in for that. You may have moments where you feel that all of the truth coming out now about this person or that situation is just too much, and we would say, release it. Have your moment of shock if you must, but do not allow those disclosures to pull your vibration down to the level of sorrow, shock, or rage. Face your own heart-mind now, friends. Face your own inner shadows and unhealed aspects, and attend to their healing. This is powerful, for one of the most profound aspects of your Earth missions is to heal your inner self, and to lift your entire frequency to levels that would have been unheard of for you in other lives. You have not come in at this time to remark, to react, to bounce off of what is happening in the world, though of course you will have moments where you give way to that. Yet that is not your mission at this time. Your mission is to continue anchoring higher light into the planet in the particular ways that are most joyful, natural, deeply felt, and crucial to you at any one time. As you do so, you enact a number of situations that would have difficulty unfolding without your assistance. You give off such a powerful light that others sense it and feel increasingly free to be their own higher self, and to celebrate that. You give off a peaceful vibration that reassures all around you, plant and animal life, mineral and crystal life, humans and their co-creations, that a new Earth is being born, and that a struggle against the old regime is not necessary. And you offer a platform for celebration, for quiet and calm, for the very foundations of higher love itself to reinstate itself as the norm on the Earth plane, where it has not reigned supreme, one might say, for a very long time. You do no less than all of that as you release the tangled web of deceit and machinations unfolding around you. You nullify them and their effects, and you rise above them, in those moments. This is why you will hear people encourage you to get out into nature more, to eat only healthful foods and mainly only drink pure water, to spend time with animals and children if you can, to meditate daily, or just sit in quiet times when thoughts are silent, as well as to celebrate and to laugh whenever you can. It has less to do with sticking your head in the sand and more to do with rising above the sandstorm, so that in your strength and calm, you are able to help not only yourself but others co-create much higher earthly conditions and results. And that is invaluable, friends. Remember the power you possess to lift any situation to a higher level purely by what you call it, by what you decide that it is, and what it means. And then paint all situations in a beautiful color, yes, even the ones where one politician or another says or does things you cannot quite believe. For this too signals the end of the old, and the beginning of that which you have dreamt of for millennia. Walk into that vision and claim it as your own. It cannot be denied you now. Namaste, friends.